evening, everybody, and welcome to SAFC Fans React. And tonight we bring you another episode of Mackem Monday. Just do it. Just do it. 25 quid. The new t-shirts on the website. And right there, Matthew.
Yes, yeah, that's right. SAFC. Not quite just do it, but yeah, no, these are lovely t-shirts, by the way. The material on these are so. I'm going to wear this to bed later. This is lovely. It's not as good as your clothes. It's not as good as your t-shirt, though, Sean. Talk about yours.
I'll come in a minute. Obviously with myself, Sean Middleton. We also have on the show tonight. We have the very, very intelligent lad from down south, Dan Humphrey. You all right, Dan?
What are you going to say, Matthew? Then, yeah, I'm good, Sean. Had a good day. Hope you've had a good day. Yeah.
Which one, Dan?
Which one? Which one do you want to wear?
Well, I like the one on my right, so that's your left.
Yeah.
Your left.
Good quality. I'm going to give Morgan one. I think I'll give Morgan the one that I got. That one there.
Yeah.
Also on the show tonight we have very, very intelligent guy. Just off the M25 where I went to on Saturday, but I went the wrong way. It's Matthew Lee. You all right, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Just junction 26 off the M25. I'm doing absolutely fine, thank you very much.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and it doesnn't cost a penny. So please subscribe. It only takes a couple minutes to subscribe as well. So if you're unsure about how to subscribe and how to create an account to do that, just ask one of your friends or your family members. I'm sure they'll be able to help you out in regards to that. Please hit the like button as well. And obviously the live chat, if you want to ask any questions, anything at all, just put it in the live chat. And we also have the super chat, because if you're in the super chat, if you've got superpowers. Superpowers. Anyway, in the live chat, as always, is the very, very reliable and lovely person as well, lovely woman, Joanne Punchin is in there saying evening all.
Sean. Dave the Rave.
Get the rave on. All right, the legend is in the house. Dave the Rave. I'm not sure how long he lasts in the room, but he comes and goes. It's very rare he does come in, but when he does come in, that's good. So, Dave, I hope you're all right, Dave. We're keeping well. So, Clayton Edwards as well in the live chat. Acacia Cam and Jude. Kev Flavin, Ethan All, Terry Arkle, Honey 95. And obviously that just says Dave the Rave is in the house. The number one raver, the Northeast legend, Dave the Rave is in the place. Anyway, if you wouldn't mind as well, please share on the social media platforms as well. I think we've got on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So please share it on there. And I'm going to do that as we speak. Anyway, Dan, I'll come to you first, mate. Saturday down at the Priestfield Stadium. Not the best stadium I've ever visited this season. Probably one of the worst. But at the end of the day, we went there for the 3 points and we came home with the 3 points. What did you make of the game on Saturday, Dan? It was hard to watch in the first half, but look at in the second half we showed some resilience, especially going down to 10 men, and we got the 2-1 victory coming from behind. So, what you make of the game, Dan, on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, I was there with Matthew and you. Obviously, we were all there.
No, he wasn't there with me. He refused to sit with me because we keep losing when we're sat together.
Well, so we won. We didn't sit
exactly.
Together.
Exactly.
First half was absolutely horrendous for starters. Passing the ball out of play, like things like that. I don't know what was going on with Winchester on the right hand side. He just had, I think he got a knock in sort of early doors.
Yeah,
and
he did.
The first half, he just seemed to be completely off it. And then obviously, you had Luke O'Nien playing sort of the CDM role. And I'm thinking, what is he doing playing there? Because that was one of the worst halves of football I've seen Luke O'Nien play. He was horrendous, and I'm one of his biggest fans. But in that first half, he didn't do anything. And I thought it was really weird the position he was playing. He was sort of doing the Corey Evans role. I guess there's no one else to play that position, but it just didn't sit right with me, him playing in there. And obviously we got that goal just before half time. I think that was very, very lucky that we got that. It was a good ball in. And then obviously O'Brien finished it off. One of the few things he did there for the whole game. But yeah, second half was much improved. He must have given them a bucket at half time because they came on straight out the traps. I also think Gillingham got tired. I think their centre halves were quite poor, to be honest with you, Gillingham.
Yeah.
They looked off the pace. They didn't look very fit, to be honest with you. And it was only a matter of time before we, I think, scored. We were creating a lot of chances, getting a lot of balls into the box, and a great header from Flanagan as well. Showed that he wanted to win it more than the fullback Jackson, and he got on the end of it, and it was a great header. So yeah, the second half salvaged it really, and we could have scored. We could have scored more in the second half. Obviously, Embleton sending off. I could tell as soon as he's done that, the refs he's got a chance to send him off in front of the home fans, in front of the dugout of Steve Evans.
He was up
in. I think it was more the momentum that he went in with the challenge rather than the actual challenge itself. But when you do find that, like, I wasn't really surprised to see him get a red card. He wasn't really complaining because it's the typical. He lost the ball and he tried to win it back, and he sort of just he found himself. And some days it'll be a yellow, some days it's a red, but on this occasion, it's sort of one you just got to accept. Really, I don't think it's going to be rescinded or anything. He said we're not going to appeal it, so which I'm not surprised by. But yeah, another win. We didn't have much depth in the squad on that game. Obviously, Harris came right at the end, and Bailey Wright, who's still questionable for me. He just doesn't fill me with confidence whatsoever when he comes on. He won a few good headers, but then he did lose out that header, that brilliant save by Hoffman. And I think Hoffman was the star of the show on Saturday, because without him, I think if Lee Badge was in goal, I hate to say it, I don't think we would have won that game.
Good point. 1 point.
But yeah, overall, happy-ish. It wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the worst, but another 3 points, and it's away from home, and we can improve our away form. We'll be happy days because we've won 6 out of 6 at home in the league. So we just need to keep that away form up. Hopefully, starting tomorrow at Crewe. Yeah,
well spoken, Dan, as always. I love listening to you when you analyse the game. You make so much sense. Actually, brilliant. Anyway, I'll just quickly go back to live chat now. I was like to keep interactive with them. Kim Shamon says, hi, everyone. Joanne Punchin, Sean's been on the red ball. I've actually only had 2 today, which is very good for me. I've got none in the house. I went to collect my van today because I'm back to work soon, so I haven't had much food either.
You didn't crash it on the way home, did you?
Crashed my van out way home. I didn't, thankfully. Anyway, Joanne Punchin says, Sean's been on the red ball. Clayton Edwards, glad you're all okay. Chris Scott, don't encourage him, Joanne. Give the rave again. He says, I sent a message earlier on. He said in a private message on Twitter, see you at the next game on Charlton on Saturday. I will see you on Saturday, Dave. Absolutely. Joanne's talking to Dave. I think I'll see you there on Saturday. Morgan Gray, Chris Scott, Bradley Young. Good evening, Morgan. Good evening, everybody. Paul Lead, that's your dad, Matthew. Paul Lead, yeah.
Yeah.
If we had scored more, we would have. Anyway, so thanks to people who's commenting on the live chat. If you've got any questions, just type it in there. I'll try and read it out. Anyway, Matthew Lead.
Yes.
I was supposed to pick him up at 11:45. Matthew gave us great instructions, I must admit. My co-pilot, Michael, wasn't so good with the instructions. Sorry, Michael, I got to see it. But it was my fault. Matthew said turn right on the 2 junctions. I went left, so I was stuck there. Then I went wrong way again, so I ended up. I should have been at Matthew's at 11:45. I ended up at Matthew's at 12:30, 45 minutes in there, and it was 2 minutes away.
It's all right. I was watching Soccer AM. I was fine.
And I used the toilet in Matthew's. Anyway, Matthew, the Priestfield Stadium on Saturday, not the best ground, as I have to say to Dan. It wasn't a great performance in the second half. I think. To be fair, I think Lee Johnson had a good word with him, and I think he said basically, in a nutshell, that's not acceptable. If you want to finish in the top 2, you've got to be better. Thankfully, second half will come out with a lot better. We've got the equaliser obviously just before half time, which I think that was. Do you think that was a defining moment in the game as well, Matthew? Getting the goal just before half time, and then I think we regrouped and we managed to get the winner, albeit the last 20 minutes they're sending off was their backs against the wall, and I was outside. I was spiking my fingernails. I was thinking, oh, we're going to concede out. I had the same thing as the Fleetwood game, but Matthew, the whole, talk us through the game. What's your thoughts of the whole game?
To be fair, I actually thought it was a really just weird game. Like, it was just really strange because it went from one emotion to another and another way. It was like a bit of a roller coaster when the game started off. Now, obviously, I don't want to be negative at all. But before, and I was talking to Ethan O'Neill, which is who I sat with during the game. We were just saying, do you know what? Like, it's in the back of our. See, I know you're going to say that, Dan. Shut up. You didn't want to sit next to me, so I had to sit next to someone. So Ethan had to sit next. But anyway, we've got a better streak, me and him, than you, Dan. Anyway, listen. So we were saying in the back of our minds, you know what? We could lose today. You know, it'd just be one of them because, you know, it's history. If you look at the last few seasons, you know, go on a good run and you kind of you come to a game, you think, oh, you know, we're going to win, and it just doesn't turn out that way. For me, last season when we played at Crew, if anyone remembers, we did a watch along for that game, Sean, if you remember, and we were on a really good run at the time. Then we played that game and we were like 2-0 down at half time. We played awful, and you think, what? I honestly thought it was going to be the exact same against Gillingham. And the first half, it was, you know, kind of proving me right a little bit. And I was thinking, oh my God, like we couldn't even string a pass together. Like, there was one time where Winchester just passed the ball out of play. Like, did you remember that? Like, that was really bad.
Yeah.
And we're giving the ball away.
Nine did it as well.
Sorry, 09 did it as well. Yeah. It really wasn't going well, but the goal before half time was vital because, you know, if we didn't do that, it would have given us so much work to do in the second half. It would have been ridiculous. So to manage to get that goal, kind of, you know, when we went in at half time, you know, obviously the players had to walk past the fans, and if you look down, you see all the fans just screaming at the players, you know, and really getting behind them. And I think, you know, it was that kind of, you know, we got on level terms, and it gave us another 45 minutes to try and get ahead. Now, I know not many people are going to believe me here, but at half time, I looked at Ethan, and Dan doesn't believe me at all, but I swear on my life, I said to Ethan, I said, you know what? It's going to be Tom Flanagan, winner. He's going to get the winner, and he's going to head it in. He's going to get the winner. And stop doing that, man. And when the ball came over from Pritchard, it was also brilliant by Winchester as well. Brilliant tackle. That was sheer determination to get that back, and that's what we needed. We'll get in the second half that we didn't in the first half. And back post, and I've noticed that quite a lot. Flanagan's been getting in at the back post for quite a lot of crosses recently. He did against Burton, obviously, when he scored the offside goal. Getting at the back post, and Winchester's starting to do it quite a lot as well. But it was really good position, great header as well. I think it might have hit the back of his head because he kind of had to twist his body really to get his head on it, and it was sheer determination. And obviously he hurt himself when he dropped to the floor, but it was brilliant. I thought the stand was going to collapse when we were celebrating that. Everyone went crazy. We went flying.
I random bloke with my left hand. I don't have a clue who he was, but he was loving it.
It was brilliant. But it was good. And honestly, when we were on like a high really from the start of the second half to Embleton getting sent off. I think that's the bit of the game I was actually enjoying. As soon as Embleton got sent off again, I looked at the clock and I think it might have been 70 something minutes. And for the rest of the game, I just kept looking at the time. Kept looking at the time. I was going, you know, the time we're getting on a little bit. We're getting on a bit. Got to 90 minutes, and it felt like that last 4 minutes took ages. It was, and I honestly thought right at the end when they had that big shout, I thought they'd given a penalty or they'd scored or something. I thought, oh no, and it was also as well, all the results pretty much went against us. So that win was really, really important. But anyway, really good win, really shocking performance in the first half. But what I take from it as well, that positive, is that all the players realise that Lee Johnson realises that it's not like Parkinson made to be going, yeah, you know, a few good passes, few good plays in the first half, you know, really moved the ball well. You know,
Dobson's class.
really good. George Dobson, unbelievable. You only put the ball out of play about, upwards of 15 times.
Only
really
17 times this week. It's much better than last week.
Yeah. I mean, 15 times this game, 17 times last game. So we're getting better. We're getting better. Yeah, honestly. So the difference is really Johnson's like, lads, this is not how we're gonna get top 2. This is not how we're gonna get promoted. So I was really, really encouraged to see how well we bounced back and did really, really well holding on, because I think that Sunderland last season or the season before wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Matthew. Obviously, I'll have a quick view on it myself. I just want to go back to the live chat. AJJ says 09 didn't look fit. Well, I think he got a lot of flack 09 for his performance on Saturday. But
no, do you not think? I just want to ask a question here. He was captain, wasn't he? And I was surprised that Flanagan wasn't the captain, because usually it would fall to Flanagan. And I think Flanagan's a player that does a lot better when he has responsibility than other players as well. I don't think 09 maybe handled that particularly well.
I think it's Corey Evans, McGeady, and then 09. I think that's the 3. I'm not sure which.
Well, obviously, because we got about 10 or 11 club captains. So I'm not too sure what order they go in. But for me, I would always put Flanagan ahead of 09. He's at the back. He's a defender. Flanagan's the loudest person on the pitch. And a few times I've noticed as well in the pre-game warm-up, they had to sort of keep telling 09, you've actually got to stand at the front, because the captains always, if they're doing like little running drill, the captain will always stand at the front and run off first. I could see the players like going, Luke, man, you're meant to be standing at the front here, and he's going, I don't know, he's not really used to it, and I don't know. I don't really think that's a role that he's going to perform particularly well with all that, responsibility. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, cheers, Matthew. Joanne Puncheon says, remember to hit the like button. Yep. So please hit that like button. Richard Dickio says, bonjour from South Hilton, lads. Bonjour, monsieur. He also says, he also said, someone I've just went past it. I think that does that.
Hey, where is he from?
South Hilton.
Do they speak French in South Hilton?
Well, they must do. He also says, keep the Raven dear. That's Colin Major. I think that's my friend. I keep forgetting his name. Do you know what? Apologies. I keep forgetting his name 2 seconds, because he talks to us all the time. James Charwood, that's his friend. The one of them's he's a Charlton fan, but he talks to us a lot. He was actually going to come to the game if I could have given the ticket. Chris Scott says negative Matthew. Nah, Matthew's not negative. He's just,
I think Chris Scott's about maybe 100 times more negative than I am, even on a good day. Yeah, or even on a really bad day as well.
Bradley Young says Winchester didn't play at that bad on Saturday. He had a goal, but was ruled offside. Tim Sherman says the goal kick was man of the match. Liv Rowland is in, which I told her to come in. She doesn't like football, but thanks, my little sister, who's come in. Jack Shaw, big on Tuesday. Sunderland 3 at the Crew. We'll come to that later on. Right. Anyway, my views on the game, just quickly. I think yours is sort of, narrowed it down. I think the first half was it was poor. I mean, I think I put a tweet up on during the game. And I was like, this is the worst performance of the season. But somebody quickly then said, well, was it worse than Pompey away? No, it probably wasn't worse than Pompey, but I think Portsmouth just seemed to score every time they got a chance. They just seemed to take it, didn't they? I just think there was no desire there and no effort. And I'm thinking on another day we could have really been about 2 or 3 down that first half and would have had a mountain to climb. But as Matthew and Dan's quite rightly said, the goal came at a crucial part in the game. Scoring when you're playing that bad and going in level at half time, it gave us. I think it took the stuffing out of Gillingham. I think them players would have been absolutely gutted because they were the better side, and for them to concede and be so dominant, it must have had an effect on them. The second half, I think Lee Johnson had a good word with them. He said, "Look, that's not acceptable. We've done a the players come out and they were a lot better. The fans got behind them. We did get the second goal. It was a good cross from, I think it was Pritchard with a cross, and I think and Flanagan just put his body on the line. I think he injured himself in the process, but that's what you want. You want players who's gonna do that, who's willing to die for the shirt. He's got his head on the ball, put it away, 2-1. But then obviously a little bit cynical by Elliot Hamilton. I didn't obviously. The distance from the challenge, it looked pretty bad, but then you see it back, and I'm thinking he's give the referee an opportunity there. I think you look at it and you see he's let the lads down, but thankfully, look at the lads, the 9 men that they've defended for the lives, they've seen the game out, and we're getting the 3 points. So that's all we went for. Went for the 3 points. We'll come on with the 3 points, and but we've got to be better. We've got to be better. And onto the Crew game. I think second from bottom, you've got to be beating Crew and Charlton as well. They've been terrible, so I think you've got to be beating Charlton as well. Bradley Young says, I know I'm a SFC fan TV member, but love this channel as well. Sean is down to earth at interviewing people. One of the best people to interview people, mate. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Bradley. Like you say, Bradley, it's I'm not gonna see anything sort of bad anymore. I think everybody's had enough of it, to be fair now. Good luck to Fan TV, and good luck to you as well. You put your neck on the line by doing interviews, so respect, and you're doing well as well. Just keep it up, mate. You'll, it just doesn't happen overnight, but you'll get there, mate. So thanks for the lovely comment, Bradley. Anyway, right, lads, next topic. Next topic. I'll try and get the live chat as well.
I just want to give this a little shout as well. We're close to 1,800 subscribers, so just sort of about 200 off 2,000 subscribers, which would be brilliant to hit as soon as we can, because we've noticed we're getting a lot of views on the reaction interviews after the games and stuff, but we just need to turn those viewers into subscribing to the channel and constant viewers. But what we've got so far is brilliant. We're very, very happy with it. But if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, just subscribe to the channel. Cheers. Yeah, no, well said, Matthew. Like to see you. Me, I always try to be ambitious. And I did. I mean, I think me and Matthew will probably admit that we probably thought we'll be on a lot more subscribers by now, but I think it's getting very hard to get subscribers now. I mean, you've even got like Michael Bowles and Gilesy, other lads who've got channels, and they're struggling to get the hitting a brick wall. But, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. So let's we'll get there. We'll get there. But remember to subscribe, if you wouldn't mind. Anyway, just want to go to the next topic, lads. Just the first half performance, really. Just in a nutshell, Matthew, I'll come to you first. Is it a worry about the first half performance? I mean, bear in mind the Portsmouth game was shocking in that game. The conditions was atrocious, mind. But two teams have got they've got to play in it. So was it a worry, Matthew, the first half performance? Yeah, I think it's actually a worry that our performances away from home, because I think we haven't even won a game comfortably when we've been away from home. What's really good is that we're really good at our own stadium. Obviously winning every game we've played there. Brilliant atmosphere, thriving off that. As you say, we've got to make it a fortress. So I think we're doing that this season. However, the away games, it just seems we're not very comfortable, like playing on a pitch that isn't ours. And it's like even when we beat MK Dons away, we were still hanging on there, like hanging on for dear life, really, in the last sort of 5-10 minutes of the game, especially after when Gooch missed the penalty. Burton, exact same, lost their quite poor performance. Well, actually, no, to be honest with you, it was actually a pretty good performance at Burton. We just couldn't really, we just couldn't really break down their team. It's something we're really going to have to learn.
Two sitters. That's what happened.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, McGeady obviously missing the one-on-one, but it's something we've got to really improve upon, really. And, the obviously recent away game, Portsmouth, to be honest with you, I thought our first half performance at Gillingham and obviously the start of our game performance at Portsmouth was very, very similar. I thought we were equally as bad, but Portsmouth are just better than Gillingham. That's why they scored. That's why they scored 3 in the first half, really. Look, it's something we're really going to have to improve on. We're going to have to do it quick as well. But if we're making, if we're kind of making these poor performances and, making these mistakes, as long as we're winning the game, which is what we did, that's the important thing. But it's important that we do acknowledge that, that's the thing. That's what annoys me, because people will go, oh, we won the game, doesn't matter. No, oh yes, okay, we won the game, but you've got to acknowledge our performance, and you do it in a game against a better team. You know, we aren't going to win it. Simple as that. So, yeah, no, I think it's good though, and that's why I say it gives me a lot of confidence that our manager and the players do realize that. And I think if you heard Tom Flanagan's interview after Portsmouth, he really wasn't happy with himself, with the rest of the team. Dan's gone. I don't know why. But yeah, so you know that's just the thing, really. But no, hopefully, hopefully it'll all be okay. And as long as we make, as long as we learn this at the start of the season, well, start-ish of the season, then it'll only make us stronger for the rest of it.
Yeah, good points, Matthew. It's like to see you and Dan speak a lot of sense. Dan, first half performance, is it a worry, or it doesn't really matter if you're winning the football matches? I mean, the Portsmouth game was atrocious. The conditions, both teams have got to settle on that. We should have, if we weren't happy with the pitch, it should have been postponed. So, look, we're not happy with it. It's risky. Let's call the game off. But something that allowed the game to go on. So they thought they could have, played the football on that pitch and won the game. You know what I mean? But for me, it's a little worry. But we're winning football matches, so it's not too much of a concern. But what's your views on the first half performance, mate?
Firstly, I was like to say, I think winning every game at home is what it should be like. You know what I mean? You should be better at home than you are away. Just whereas in previous years we haven't been like that. We struggled in that championship season. We hadn't won at home for nearly a year or whatever. So I think it's good that we've sort of made our home sort of a hard place to get beat, hard place for us to get beat at.
Yeah.
But yeah, the away form is a bit dodgy. I've got to be honest with you. But we are getting these wins. But the performance, 2 away games in a row, hasn't been up to scratch for me. But then you have to take into consideration as well. Both games we haven't had McGeady or Broadhead or people like that. For me, two people that would start if we had our best 11 out. Do you know what I mean? Instead of having to put people like O'Brien in, who Lee Johnson wanted to get rid of in the summer alone. He's starting, and as well as obviously Pritchard, but Pritchard did do well, to be fair, and so I'll give him credit for Saturday's game. But yeah, obviously the squad in the last 2-3 games has been a lot weaker than the other games, and obviously it does make a big difference. But yeah, the performance wasn't good, and we've said all these seasons, as long as we win, the performance doesn't matter. But I do kind of think you do have to sort of put in some better performances as well as getting the results. But yeah, I think we made up for it in the second half. I'll put it that way. But we never make it easy for ourselves, and we never completely dominate a game. I think the only game we've done that with is probably Cheltenham, when we've literally completely just, annihilated a team, and they've had not a chance, not a sniffle game. And we have a lot of 2-1s. We have a lot of games where the other team scores, and we haven't kept many clean sheets. Still, I think we have how many clean sheets have we kept? Maybe 2, is it, in the league? I want to say
not many.
Bolton
and Cheltenham.
Wimbledon, Bolton, and Cheltenham. There you go, 3. Then we've kept 3 clean sheets. I think the whole season.
I will come to that about the clean sheets further on. But thanks for that, Dan. Anyway, Joanne Puncher says, amazing lad, one of the best. Matthew, one of the best.
One of the best.
That's my finish with her. One of the best. Ooh.
Is she talking about you there?
She's talking about me.
Yes, she's one of the best. He's not as good as Bradley Young, because Bradley Young is
one of the best. Anyway, Gary Keir in the live chat says, been watching the channel since the beginning. It is getting better and better. Well, Sean, Matthew, Dan, and everybody who else who comes on other nights as well. Hit that like button, guys. Thanks for that, Gary. Thanks for the lovely comment. And there was another comment. I'm trying to find it. I think it was... wait 2 seconds. Excellent channel, says Tim Shimon. Everyone, I was able to see firsthand on Saturday the effort that goes into it. You all make it look so easy. Well done. Thanks for that, Paul. Cheers for that. Dave Miller, most teams are going to get at us towards the end of the games, especially when we are only 1 goal in front. But it doesn't happen when you've got 10 minutes, well in mind, but never mind. Anyway, next topic. The bench. When obviously the teams were announced an hour before the game, I had a look at the bench, and I know we've got a lot of injuries. At the moment, McGeady, I think Diaco and Gooch. We have got quite a few injuries, but people saying our squad's really good. But I'm looking at the bench on Saturday, and you're saying Hume, Harris, Sona, Wern, and Younger. Now, you look at that bench and you say, after the first half performance, if you want to make changes, when people's not pulling the weight, you look on that bench and it doesn't set your heart alight, does it? I mean, it doesn't set the world alight. But what do you think, Dan, of our strength in depth? Do you think it's getting pushed to the maximum now? We're getting injuries and a couple of suspensions here. This is when you find out if your strength in depth is really gonna put us to the test now.
Yeah, well, I've said this before. Like, if you look at if we were to look at every team in this league's best starting 11 of all players available, and if you could play your starting 11 every week, we'd piss the league. Do you know what I mean? We'd win every game, in my opinion. But that's not what it's like. It's not reality. You've got to have a squad, and the teams with the best squad are the ones that get promoted. And I think that really will be tested in this next week and this next period, because the bench is looking very thin to me. I don't know where Alves was on Saturday. I didn't hear much about him. Obviously, he's not played much, but he's sort of the player that you normally see on the bench. So yeah, it's a bit of a worry, but I think we have been quite unlucky, to be fair, because people like Huggins and people like that,
Yeah.
Obviously, Corey Evans, I'm a bit worried about Corey Evans because he keeps seeming to be getting injured, and that was sort of a thing that we talked about before we joined. Obviously, his previous injury record, and it seems like it's repeating itself again. And I think he's quite a good player in that. I think he's a different player to the other midfielders we have. He's a proper sort of CDM and a proper defensive midfielder. Yeah. And I think he's different to Daniel and Luke Online. I think they're all three of them are completely different sort of players. And when you do take Corey Evans out of the team, I think it does make a big difference sort of between the defense and the midfielders and the attackers. Because I think he's sort of the glue. And I think the games he's played, I've been impressed with him. He sort of just does the basics well, and I think he plays the role that 09 was trying to play on Saturday a lot better than 09 does in that position. But yeah, we will be tested. Obviously, we had like pretty much 5 kids on the bench, or 4 kids in Denver Hugh, but he hasn't played at all. So it'll be interesting to see who starts tomorrow. And obviously, it's either going to be, unless McGeady's back. Yeah, I saw Sona's and MST are playing tonight for 23s. So
he's not going to be involved tomorrow.
So someone's going to replace Sona in the squad. So that might be either McGeady. I'm guessing it either McGeady or McGeady, I think. Yeah. And it's a question whether we start McGeady or then you start maybe Hume or Wern on the on the flank. Maybe put Hume further up or put Wern in because he's done well in the cups and that. But yeah, I'm a bit worried by our current team. But then again, the best young players, they learn. Chuck them in there, give them a go. Like for me, Ollie Younger, I wouldn't have any harm in him playing a couple of games here and there, because I think he's the sort of player who could do a job for us. And seeing Bailey Wright at the moment, I've not been very confident in him. And I think if we were to put Ollie Younger in, say against one of the teams that might be a bit of a lesser opponent, then I wouldn't have any harm in that.
Just quickly, Dan, I'll just get a quick view on this. Obviously, in January, people say we've got a good squad. If you could bring 2 or 3 players in January, do you think Speakman and Lee Johnson maybe he's talking about this already? Do you think January we need to bring some players in still, even when you're doing well, or injuries can't test yet? Do you think we still need to bring in a couple of players though? Yeah,
I think so. Obviously, I think it depends how long Huggins is out for.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
Maybe,
12 weeks.
Maybe another fullback.
Midfielder.
Sorry, what did you say?
A midfielder and a striker, because I think look now midfielder. I mean, Corey Evans looks injured, so you've got 9 who's struggling with his shoulder. So you've got Dan Neil and 9 in the middle. You haven't got much options. If one of them gets injured next, haven't you? You haven't got any options.
We can recall Will Grigg. I think there's a clause there.
Well, I guess you could go out and buy a proper right back and then put Winchester in midfield. That's another idea.
That's an option, I suppose.
But yeah, for me, a striker as well, because O'Brien, I know he scored on Saturday, but he just doesn't do it for me.
He works hard, but he just lacks that quality. Anyways,
I
can down. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna. I agree with you. Like he did do well, and fair play to him, but it just seems slow. The way he moves the ball, just whenever he gets the ball when we're going forward, it's sort of just everything slows down a bit more, and he sort of. But it's hard to criticise him after he scored. But you know, just for me, he shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't. If you want to win the league, he shouldn't be starting in some of the team. For me.
Right, Matthew, I'll come to you. Obviously, we'll talk about the bench, and then obviously after you finish talking about the bench, and we'll just ask Dan, do you think we need to bring in a couple of 2 or 3 players in January that could really help us? I'll just go to the live chat though before I bring you in, Matthew, mate.
Yeah.
Alan Robinson says, good start of the season, but our lack of goals and inability to kill games off is a worry. That's a good point. Very good point. Chris Scott says, I'm happy at the moment. And I'm happy everybody else should be.
Because he's got a beer in his hand.
Is he having a pop with you there? Fans react. Is that you commenting now, or is that Paul? Paul here. Baby was watching the stream, but started crying, so she's off to bed. No respect. I hope you're all right, Paul. I haven't seen you for a while, but hope you're keeping all right, Paul. Joseph Billingsley says, is McGeady back? As Dan said earlier, I'm not sure if he's back tomorrow night because Sana's playing for the under-23, so somebody's obviously coming in for him. I hope McGeady's back. I think we do miss McGeady, but I wouldn't like to rush him back at the same time. Adam French, so we did get that fine due to us playing all the under-23s. Players, anyone know? Well, I think that was always going to happen. He wasn't going to be risking the first teamers. I think the Papa Johns, he took the fine, didn't he? Because we have got a few injuries. I don't think you want to risk anything more in that game as well.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fun taking the fine because, like, we're a really rich club. We've got really rich billionaire owners. We love our owners.
We don't kill journalists.
No, we don't kill journalists. We don't have the death penalty. We absolutely love our owners. We love our football club, and we'll take a $5,000 fine because it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. That's why it's called a fine.
I was hoping more I'm going to get in the subject of them up the road, like, because I just didn't want to speak about them to be.
No, neither.
I just hate them. I despise them. But look, I change the subject, please. Alyssa Wells says someone was saying because 4 or 5 of the players played in the last first game before that, the game we got away with it. I don't know how true that is. I'm thinking that this chat, like, definitely the striker, says Chimwat. Weren't scored twice in the Papa John's Trophy. Give him a chance on Tuesday, says Jack Shaw. It's a fair point. Anyway, Matthew, I'll come to you and just about the bench. Really, what your views on the bench, and do you think we need to strengthen in January?
Yeah, I think the players on the bench. I mean, you look at them on paper and you think, what's this all about? I think the only first teamer on there apart from Burge was probably Hume, I think, and Wright as well. But like in terms of an attacking thing, attacking player, winger, striker, you can't look at someone and go, right, well, we need to get them on the pitch right now, because our best players are already on the pitch. So I think in a way it's a shame, and we knew that would get injuries. We knew we would. But, Lee Johnson was honest after the game. He said, "Would anyone be back for the Crew game?" And he just says, "No one." He doesn't think anyone's going to be back. I think he might want to save McGeady, maybe for Saturday's game. I don't think he'd risk, taking him a Crew and potentially rushing him back and then reoccurring his injury and then getting even worse, being out for even longer. So I think there'll be ways, possibly even Winchester coming into midfield, O'Nien possibly being pushed up further in the pitch. I think that's where he used to play for Wickham, maybe as a number 10, an attacking midfielder. Maybe Bailey Wright at fullback, or might go to 3 at the back. They'll, maybe Denver Hume playing and Sirkin being pushed up, or Hume being further up the pitch and then Sirkin being back. There'll be different style that we'll have to adapt to. But at the end of the day, as I say, it's your squad that wins you promotion. It won't be a set 11 players. And if we're not going to be able to put a team out against Crew from our own squad to win the game, then is this squad really good enough to to win the league or come second, and I believe it is. So I believe tomorrow we'll be able to put out an 11, a team of 11 with a bench, and that will be capable of winning the game. I think when O'Brien started against Portsmouth, I did kind of think that's a bit of a recipe for disaster, because I can, it wasn't his kind of game to play on the wing. I don't think. We needed a fast winger, plenty of crosses, and
no one games on to play on the wing against Portsmouth.
Sorry.
There was no one's game to play on the wing against Portsmouth.
Well, no, it was no. As I was literally about to come to, it was going to be hard anyway. But as you said, they had to play on the same pitch as we did, and it just, I don't know. So anyway, but against Crewe, I'm confident we can beat them with the players that we have. But in January, I certainly do think, get in. So there you go. We'll win another derby. You can bring in as many owners as you like, but you never beat us. Anyway, so look, I think in January we'll definitely have to bring in quite a few players, to be honest. And you know what? In January as well, what we might do is bring in players like we did with Ross Stewart, who was actually someone who was planned that we were going to get, I think, just this summer window gone. But we had to get him slightly earlier because we weren't going to get him in the summer. They weren't confident. So we might sign players early, maybe a half a season early for the season after, potential talent. So they already have these. That's what they're doing now, probably. They're already getting these players ready, having them lined up. And, if we can't get them, what I don't want to see us doing is be in the position where, like, we go, someone gets injured and we go, oh God, we have to sign like an emergency player. Like we brought like Tommy Smith in, who didn't even play a single game. But we had to just get him in, because it was just a body on the bench. Declan John, the man, we didn't even know if he existed or not. But we don't want to ever see us be in a situation like that again, because that just shows we're unprepared. And, we need to be prepared for all different circumstances. As you see, playing on a pitch like Portsmouth, people can get really bad injuries like that. Yeah. Against Gillingham, it was like a battle. The way Flanagan fell, he could have broken his back, could have broken his neck with the way he fell. You've got to expect that players are going to get injured due to these games, because it's not pretty football most of the time in this league. So in January, it's going to be a good opportunity for us to bring in quite a few number of players. Not too sure which positions yet, but but anyway, I'm confident that we'll adapt tomorrow, and we've got good enough players who aren't injured to win the game for us.
Thanks for that, Matthew.
It's fine.
Let's go to the live chat. Gary Keir's commenting. Thean SEFC says, evening all. How are you doing, Thean? Keeping well. Also, I did mention as well at the start, because I'm still not sure how you pronounce the name, but I know Sean and Big Goalie, top lads, they've got their own clothing wear, and Matthew said it's called
Fritz Larder or something.
Fritz Larder. I'm sure Steve Cass, my friend as well, says Fritz Larder. So there's the t-shirts. I've got 4 now. I think I've got 3 or 4. I'm going to get some more. And the cap as well. Fritz Larder cap, yeah. And I've got some lovely hoodies, lovely jackets as well. So go on there, check them out. Go and check their website out. You get 20% off your first order. So go and check them out and see if you like any of the stuff. There's some great gear. Some hoodies as well. I'm just releasing some hoodies soon in the next couple of weeks. So local guys. So please go and check them out. Anyway, there's a lot of debate about this, about Saturday in the away end. Dan, Matthew, you were there.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, to create an atmosphere, I think the team needs to be, at least given something. That's what I believe. And there's a lot of people saying the atmosphere was diabolical on Saturday. Now, for me, the one thing I'll say, and I'll get your views on it, if your players are giving 100% or they're giving you something to shout about, it does help. It's a massive help. When your players look effortless and don't like the bother like they were on Saturday, you could see for the first 45 minutes, then there's not going to be much atmosphere. I mean, I think the lowest it was in the first half was when the players, we scored the goal, first minute, 42nd. That was, obviously, we're jumping about and everybody was happy. But the atmosphere. I'll come to you, Dan, first. And what was your feelings on the atmosphere, Dan, on Saturday? Do you think, as well, do you think if the players have got to, they've got to put a performance in for us to sing and shout, but there was nothing there?
I mean, the first half, it was bloody. You could hear a pin drop in the whole stadium. It was completely bizarre because the problem was the Gillingham fans were giving absolutely nothing either. You would have thought, like, at their home ground, they would have had a few people there that made, but their ground was like less than half empty. I would have thought there'd have been a few more of their fans there for starters, and then with us, because obviously it's a big open stand. So for starters, people were trying to start songs at the start of the game, but then about 15 different songs were being sung because you couldn't keep one continuous chant throughout everyone because of like the position or everything. But yeah, the first half, it was a bit weird. It was just sort of, it was almost like it was a training, like a pre-season game, really. Both, it just felt a bit weird. But obviously, I think it picked up when Flanagan scored. The atmosphere did improve, definitely. And sort of for the rest of the game, it was decent. But yeah, it wasn't the loudest away game I've been to. But I guess. You're all right. It sort of does depend on what's happening in the game, and when you're playing poor, play like some of the players were doing in the first half. Kind of understandable. Yeah. I was disappointed with the Gillingham fans as well. I know they're sort of a tiny club as well, but like, because I remember like going to Shrewsbury. People like Shrewsbury a few years ago, like they had a good sort of. Group of people on the side near the away fans that were chanting the whole game. They were singing tin pot songs, but they made a good atmosphere of it, and it sort of spurred us on. Whereas Gillingham was just absolutely nothing.
I tell you what, Gillingham needs. They need a drum.
No,
they always have a drum in the away end.
Did you see the plane that was going?
I was going to comment on that. Yeah.
Some of our fans were trying to start singing "We want Scatty out" and "We want Scatty."
We want Scatty out.
That's what I think it is. The Gillingham fans are protesting against the chairman, the owner. I think that's probably having an effect on the attendances. Like, I think Matthew, what's your views on the?
As I said earlier, it was a bit weird. Just felt like. Don't know, just had a weird feel about the game. It didn't feel like right. I guess it's quite hard at Gillingham because it's open air and, people are trying to sing a song over there and then someone else is singing a song over there. And then it's just, and then for most of the first half, people were going, oh, for God's sake, like every single, pass pretty much was going, oh, giving it away again. So I think it was quite hard to get behind the team. But obviously when we did pull that goal back, well, when we equalised, it was a bit more, Everyone saw a bit of belief and tried to get behind the team a lot more. But yeah, I don't know. As I say, it just didn't really feel that right. It's just a bit of a weird game. I don't know, but that's probably down to our performances and stuff like that. And no one ever wants to slag off the fans at all. I think it was incredible that we got 2,000 plus fans all the way down there. The Gillingham. No disrespect to any of the fans whatsoever. It just they didn't really give us much to shout about anyway in the first place. So yeah, it I don't know. It doesn't really matter though. But at the end of the game, we were still happy singing and whatnot. And the team came over to applaud the fans, and they all seemed happy. And do you need some of that, Sean?
Links or sure. I'm not sure which one's what's the best like, but smell like a rain man tonight.
It won't let you down, this one.
Hi. I was just brought up because there was a lot of like people saying on Twitter that the atmosphere hasn't been great, but I'm thinking for me, you're singing stuff, but when your team's playing so bad, and I thought at times we're getting bullied by Gillingham, we were getting bullied off the ball, and there's no fighting desire there. I think it's going to have an effect on the fans, isn't it?
It's almost like if they don't waste their energy, we're not going to waste ours. Like why should we stand there, sing our hearts out and whatnot, while they're not You know what I mean? Like really giving it back. If they're throwing their bodies on the line, they're doing it. Then we're gonna sing. You know, it's kind of like that. But if they're not turning up, it's sort of like, well, you know, we're not either.
It seemed to me like in the first half, Gillingham were like they were all over us and they were winning the second bars. They were fighting. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm going, this is a team which lost the last three. They've lost the last three games. You know, the fifth on bottom. The conference is right down, and it's typical Sunderland to give them their little, you know, their kickstart of the season, and that's why it was coming across like. But I think, I think the goal coming at a big time for us. I'm glad we got it, but if we never got the goal, I think I agree with you, Matthew. It would have been really, really hard for us to get back in the game. But anyway, we'll just I'll just go back to live chat. 2 6. Says, I'd say one good thing, we had 3 disappointing results so far this season. After each one, we've bounced straight back. Long may it continue. That's a good point. And a lot of people are saying about Lee Johnson, call him Streaky Johnson. But when with the Burton game, we responded. The Pompey game, we've responded with 3 wins. So that's, you know, that's a good comment. Good comment. That Tim Sherman says the supporters weren't sure of what they were singing, but honestly don't agree with the fans. Were that quiet? They tried, and eventually, when the team improved, it lifted the team. Something. The fans of our club will only respond to what they've been given. We have the best fans in the world, regardless. Well, you said it, mate. You said it. Adam says Evans is a baller, though. Anyway, right, we've got. I see we're on the time scale, to be fair, but we haven't got a quiz tonight. So I think we're going to do a quiz on Friday, Matthew.
Yeah. Quiz on Friday. Yeah.
We'll be doing. We'll be doing the new game. What I've brought in called First Word. Matthew said. What did you see in the WhatsApp group? You said some different.
I said Dan's only going to come on if we play the one word first word game.
That's in my contract. You should know that by now.
All right, so we'll play the first word, and I would like the people in the live chat to have a go with this as well, because I've only got Matthew and Dan to go with. So I'll try and get involved, and then both of you can just quickly type in, and I'll try and interact with you as well, just to keep it up. Anyway, next topic. I'll come to you, Dan, first.
I thought I was.
Just I don't know, performances and things. Yeah, does it really matter if you play so bad? And is keeping clean sheets important? If you're still winning, does it really matter, Dan?
There's a lot of questions in there.
Just the two. Just basically, if you play bad but you win, does it matter? I mean, for me, winning's all that matters. I mean, if you keep on playing bad, but you're getting 3 points, who cares? That's my feel. But other people say, well, I want to play well and win the game. And obviously keeping clean sheets, I think, for me as well, I think it's imperative. You've got to try and keep clean sheets. It's the foundation to build on, and we haven't been doing that this season. We've been winning games, but I think eventually that might catch up with you, Dan.
Yeah, if you keep a clean sheet, I'm pretty sure we'll win most. I think we'll win every game, because I don't. When was the last time we had a 0-0? That's a question for you.
Jesus.
We don't have a 0-0 very often. I remember Barnsley away in the first season, League One, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot for the life of me remember another 0-0 since then in the league, which shows that we score goals. So I know it sounds weird, but like if you do keep a clean sheet, we do normally win. And also teams, when we do lose, we normally got to sort of get beat and maybe don't score ourselves. So, but yeah, I think you need a bit of both. Some games you don't play well and get the result, but you don't want to just play bad the whole season, because at the end of the day, teams will score equalisers against you and put pressure on you in the last 10 minutes. Like the so easy could have scored on Saturday. It wasn't for the keeper or just whatever. And so yeah, you do need good performances there, but then you do need some sort of grinded results out away, especially away from home as well. I think away from home, nice 1-0 away from home, you can't really beat that. A clean sheet and a hard sort of grafted 3 points is what you want. But I think at the stadium of light, you should be looking to play attacking, free-flowing football, and sort of what we did against Cheltenham, and put the teams to bed in that way. And then maybe if you go into places like Gillingham, Wickham, the game's going to be a lot different, and you might not play the prettiest, but you need to sort of work on what you're going to be tested at and sort of get the result in a different way. So I think it does depend on home and away. especially like for Wickham example, like every year it's the same thing. They're playing on a small pitch.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. They try and win corners and try and score an early goal from a set piece, and then they just sort of time waste and try and win as many free kicks and set pieces as they can. So like teams like that. But at home, definitely, I think we have no reason not to play football and attractive free-flowing football because we've got the best surface in the league now with the new pitch. Most fans in the league, and so I think performance at home for me, and then obviously away from home. Some games you do have to sort of play some not so pretty football, but you do get a result. But yeah, it's a hard one because obviously we've said in past years, it's all about the result, but then we haven't got promoted by not playing. You know what I mean? So it's just it's one of those really. But I think you need a bit of both really at the end of the day, don't you?
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to live chat and I'll come to you, Matthew. Jim Watt says, good performance are mainly only important for the fans to watch some quality. As long as we win, we'll go up, but it wouldn't be very entertaining if every game was a poor performance. That's a fair comment, not right? Theon says, we definitely got a solid foundation at home. Great start. It's just all about improving our away form. I was going to come to that, but I think I've got 3 more topics, but by the timing wise, I think I might have to
just go straight to the first word game, yeah.
I might have to just go to that. But Matthew, I'll just quickly give us your view on that topic where I was talking about, and then I'll just get you star man and your reasons why for Saturday.
Go on, Dan.
I was just looking at Dayaku's Instagram story. He just posted a video of Will Harris doing his initiation song. So Dayaku's obviously travelled.
All right. Yeah.
So Will Harris is in the video. You can see Will Harris singing, and Bailey Wright and Dayaku's there as well. So
what's he singing? What's he singing? When will I be?
Yeah, man. Sing good.
I can't even hear which bit's the singing bit. Anyway, Dan, right. I'll say so do I think the performance, listen, if every Sunderland game I went to was like the one on Saturday, I don't think I didn't like really enjoy it that much. You know what I mean? Like sitting there and just watching that like, I mean, it was what we've done for quite a few years actually. It's just watch just awful football. And you know, if you win at the end, then okay, good in that, but it's like listen, we can perform badly, right, in games this season, but as long as we win them, you know, that's the main thing. However, as I said earlier, it's important you acknowledge that you haven't played very well, because if you just ignore it and go, okay, well, whatever, you know, all right, however we played, doesn't matter. We won the game, so it doesn't matter. It's yes, okay, we won the game, but we performed really, really badly, and it's important that in the next game we do not perform like that again. You know, because you know we will get found out eventually. So for me, quickly, yes, I'd love to be entertained at football games, Sunderland games. Most of all, I want the team to win, but we need to. It's a hard question in there, to be honest. But you know, you've got to acknowledge when you're not playing very well. You know, to just even if we win, you just say, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, we won. Of course, it matters. Of course, it matters. So, yeah. That is my opinion on it. To be honest, yes, okay, we've got to perform well.
Right, quickly, lads, because I just want to get through this quick. So I'm just trying to beat around the bush. Let's just get the thing, and then we'll go on to the first word. Right, star man for Saturday, Dan.
Tom Flanagan. Oh, sorry.
Well, if Matthew's got, I would have said Tom Flanagan. But if Matthew said, I'll let Matthew say Tom Flanagan.
Right.
Cheers.
And I'll say Hoffman.
Right, I'm going to quickly see Hoffman. I thought he pulled off 2 or 3 really good saves. There was one save outside. I seen it back, and it was unbelievable from the header. I think it was late on, and it was honestly unbelievable. So that's my man of the match. I was going to ask just quickly about the form as well. Obviously, we've won 6 out of 6 at home, and our away form, we've won 3, drew 1, we've only lost 1. So to be fair, it's been a really good start to the season. I think maybe we just pick another.
Lost 2.
Burton and Portsmouth.
Oh, sorry. You was right. So so we've won 3, we've lost 2 and drawn 1. Is that right? Yeah.
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 Right. It's still a good. It's still a good start, and it's, you know, it's when you the way you look at it, it's a good start. So Anyway, forget that one. Then I've knocked that one up. But anyway, onto the crew game. The crew second from bottom. Score predictions done for the crew game tomorrow night.
Oh, Matthew can go first.
1-0 to Sunderland.
Oh, he's. Crew. They've got to be shit, surely.
Last minute winner as well. On the pitch.
Let's go. We keep winning 2-1 every game. We'll go 2-0. 2-0.
Right, I'm going to say quickly 3-0 to Sunderland because I always gone for the silly scores, but I'm pretty confident. So anyway, if all the people in the live chat, we're going to be doing a new game that I've just brought in called First Word. So I'll say the word, whether it be a person, a team, and then I'll ask Dan and I'll ask Matthew, and they've got to say the first word what comes to the head. So people in the live chat as well, I will be looking on the live chat. So when I see the name or whatever it is, just type it quickly into the live chat, and I'll try and get shout you out as well because we've only got 2 of them. I might even just. Do you think I should join in as well? Or there's only 2, isn't there?
Yeah. You just say a name and we'll go around.
Right. Okay. So are you all ready for the first word game? Yeah.
I was born ready.
Right.
Yes.
I'll start with Dan. Dan first. See me. Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, woman. I don't know.
Matthew.
Disaster.
Bitch. That's good. Matthew. Joe Linton. Come on, Matthew. Gotta be quick.
Awful.
Dan.
Bleach.
Disaster.
Bleach blonde.
Kitty Price.
Harvey.
What a day. Oh, that's 3 words.
What a day.
Day.
First word comes to head. Who?
Jordan. That was her name, wasn't it?
No, I was going. Somebody just said I was going to see her. I'll see her boobs. Matthew, Johnny Vegas.
Plusnet.
Dan.
Benidorm. He was on Benidorm, wasn't he?
Oh, you've nicked it. Mancunian. Back to Dan. Shane Wan.
Legend.
Matthew.
Brilliant.
I'm getting those beheaded tits, plastic, trouble, Botox. John Smith's. Shane Wan. Aussie. I'll just say Aussie. Next one. Ryder Cup. Matthew.
God, I don't know. Golf. I don't want to be boring though. Do you know what I mean? I want to think of a good word. I just have to say golf.
Dan.
Enthralling.
Disaster. I think the last one was a disaster for Europe, wasn't it? Back to you, Dan. Anton Deck.
Short.
Matthew.
Twats.
Pricks. Excuse me for watching. Anybody in that? Somebody's golf Tiger Woods, USA, Field, Big Head, Newcastle. Right. Matthew, Johnny Wilkinson.
I don't know. Come back to me.
Dan.
Kicker.
Left. Matthew.
Big.
He's tiny.
Right. Next one. Matthew. Alex Scott.
Alex.
Oh.
Oh, honestly, these are ridiculous. These. Just come back to me again.
Dan. Alex Scott.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Successful.
Successful. Yeah. Unique. Somebody's put winner, England, fit, Ruby egg ball. Shit. Gunnar, you, Matthew, Alex Scott.
Presenter.
Right, presenter. All right, let's try and be a bit quick with answers. It's right.
The female Sean Middleton. Sorry.
Serena Williams. Careful.
Who is it? Who's go?
Tennis player, Serena Williams.
No, I meant whose go is it?
Matthew.
Oh, my first.
Yeah.
Winner.
Dan.
Mona.
Another.
All time. Oh, that's two. Legend. All right, next one. Frankie Francis. Dan.
Hilarious.
Matthew.
Lollipops.
Clueless. sorry, Frank, if you're watching. Sorry. Thugden. Dan.
I think I know what you're going to
I
say.
think I'm waiting to say that his dad's better.
Mm.
He's charismatic. We'll give him that.
Matthew.
Annoying.
Arrogant. That's when I try to get him to come across on our channel. He wouldn't come across. His dad was trying to, but he wouldn't. Anyone's got a live chat. Pictures been seeing thighs, big arse, twerk it, musician, Dan, girly, curtains, crop hair, Tory, thug. Right, next one, Matthew. True Geordie.
Successful.
Dan.
Chest.
Looper. That's what I'll call him. Dan. Barack Obama.
That's great. That's a great way to say his name.
Infamous.
Matthew.
Leader.
Intelligent. Right, Matthew, back to you. I'll get the live chat quickly. Thug Dad, selfish, unfortunately, bell cheese, arsehole, true legend, fickle, utter hypocrite, 6 times healthcare. Kitty Hopkins, Matthew.
Oh, India.
India. Oh, yeah, John.
She's a disgrace.
Hypocritical. See what people's been saying about in there. Drone strikes, president, vampire, snake, nutter.
I don't even know who these are about. They're just like
universal toilet mouth. Right, he's a good one, I think. Anyway, Dan, Joey Barton.
Fix it, Felix.
Matthew.
Greasy.
I try and keep it clean. Scouser. Right, he's a controversial one coming up. I'll go with Dan. I'll go with Matthew first. Tommy Robertson.
Oh God.
Prison, and more prison.
Dan.
Baldy. If you know the video, I'm not calling you Baldy.
Tommy Robinson. I'll see you. Idiotic. Right. Next one. Matthew. Muhammad Ali.
Butterfly.
Dan.
He said B.
Oh, right. Muhammad Ali. Greatest. Yes, that's it. See what people have saying. Deserves to be put down. I'm sure that we all know that about there. Truth teller. Centre part and twat. Islamic boxing. B. Heroic faker. Legend. Greatest boxers.
We need to be careful of this game.
I've put a few controversial names in there. Like, but
Yeah.
about that. Don King. Dan Humphrey.
I don't know who that is.
is the boxing promoter with the big hat off years ago. Can you remember him, Matthew, or not?
No, he's 90 years old. That might be a bit past my time.
Right. Well, Don King was a very controversial boxing. That's him there, boxing promoter. I'll just see Fixed. That's all I'll say about him. Fixed. Right, I'll go to the next one then. Next one. Tony Blair. Matthew.
Labour.
Again, that's what I was gonna. I don't know. Prime Minister. That's too bad.
Liar. So I'll see if that one. Right, next one. Ronnie O'Sullivan, the snooker player. Dan Humphrey. Gazer.
Classy.
Matthew.
Player.
Cheeky. I'll just read some of these out as well if I can. 1.7. Somebody put. Prize fighter, coconut, woohoo here, orange, useless, war crime, Sedgefield, Labour Party, fantastic, weirdo. Jesus, some spit ones out there. Right, Phil Taylor, Dan.
Power.
Matthew.
Who is that? Sorry.
Phil Taylor.
Oh yeah. That's a good one, Dan. Honestly, these are people keep nicking them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I say what? Carl would have removed you from the game by now.
I don't know. Bald.
Belly. I'll just see a belly for that one. Balls. Iconic. 180 Predator. Tash. Strength. 9 chinks. Oh, God. Right, next one. Richard Keys. Matthew.
Oh, controversial.
Dan.
Dodgy.
Womanizer. Right, next one. Martin Tyler. Dan. Gorilla arms.
What was that thing he said? And it was like, De Bruyne, De Gea, De Arby. Derby.
Right, Matthew.
Yay!
I'm going to say annoying.
To be fair, he's not actually as good as he used to be. He's a bit like sort of quiet.
He's got 80 on now, isn't he?
Doesn't shout. Yeah.
Right, next one. Stuart Donald. Matthew.
Oh.
Liar.
Dan.
Chancer.
I was going to say a fraud. I'll say a fraud. Cheater, banter, gorilla arms, Aguero, legend, shit president. Love this game. Duck, peach, businessman, no comment, Del Boy. Right, next one, Dan. Tom and Jerry, the cartoon character, Tom and Jerry.
Old.
Matthew.
Childhood.
Funny. I'll just say funny. Next one, these are good. Matthew, the M25.
Circle.
Dan.
Traffic.
Roundabout. Right, back to you, Dan. Saudi Arabia. Careful.
God. I don't know what to say. Hot. That's a bottom job. That's a bottom job answer.
It's to be honest with you, it's really hard to say one word. So I'm just going to say death.
Rich. I'll say rich.
That's brutal. That.
Stop the best human rights Newton. Murderers,
Chris Scott did say murderers. Yeah.
fools, Pooh Castle buyers, cold. Right, we'll move with that one. Next one, Brian Clough, Dan Humphrey,
Genius.
Matthew,
Legend. I don't want to say something else.
I'm going to say character because he was a character. Any more coming in there? Right, next one, Fabio Capello, Matthew.
Hello? You've got a phone call, is it?
Dan.
Ketchup.
Oh, language. Right, next one, Ulrika Johnson. I don't know if you remember
Oh, yeah,
her.
I know that.
Ulrika Johnson, Dan, I'll go with you first.
Who?
Lovely. Ulrika Johnson, Matthew. Oh, you didn't know who she is,
No.
Oh, right, well, I'll just see her.
Back in the day.
Easy. I'll say easy. she liked the men, put it that way. Right, Matthew, Usain Bolt.
Bolt. You saying Bolt?
Usain Bolt.
Oh, sorry. Fast.
Dan.
Usain Bolt.
I'm going to make some of these out in a minute.
Bottle job.
Oh, I thought you just said blowjob.
Drunk, loud, legend, Italian, Joe Cole, Plonker, Boris Johnson, Sven, Collymore, Arse, Australia, Lunchbox. Oh, God. Right. Next one. Pamela Anderson. Matthew, you've got to know who Pamela Anderson
Jimmy Paddy. What a comment that is. Who did you say, Sean?
Pamela Anderson.
I know who that is.
Jesus. Well, what was she in?
Baywatch.
But yeah. Oh God! There's just two words. Like I can't think of one. I'll go Chris Scott's coconuts.
Dan.
Breasts.
I'll say plastic. Right in the comments out. Somebody put titties or boobs. Yeah, I thought that would come quite a lot. Big eyes, big, nah. Beer watch, coconuts. I can swear. Fantastic pair of eyes. Assets.
That's brilliant. That assets. I love that
one. Right, next one. Matthew. He's a good one. Piers Morgan. Matthew.
Fearless.
Dan.
Cojones.
I'll see you. Twister. Right. Next one. Dan. Richard Masters.
He's the guy, the Premier League guy, isn't he? The overlap.
Mm-hmm. Matthew.
Chalker.
I'll see a bottler. That's what mine is. Right, we'll do. I've got last three, and then we'll call it a night. But anyway, back in the live chat. Twat. Somebody says, "God, sorry, but if the language of his kids watching, I apologise." Marmite, horns, bin, brilliant, arsewipe, Charles and Sophie, 007. Right, Craig Bellamy, Dan Humphrey.
Fidgety.
Matthew.
He played for about 59 bloody clubs.
Sheep.
Cocky. I'll say cocky. Skunk. I think something talented. Welsh. You know what? Depression. Mackems. Right, last two. The EFL. Matthew.
Nightmare.
Dan.
Inconsistent.
I've just lost the word. Incompetent. Right, last one. We'll call it a night. Portsmouth. Matthew.
Just arrogant.
Dan.
Wrong'uns.
Jeez, I can't on the spot here, right? Pass. The thingy me in that one, like anyway. Thingy me. Right. Oh well. That's the game. That's the game finished. We're done. I mean, we do 30 years, 35. So we've done quite a lot. Was it 35? Might have been more than that, you know.
There you go. Colin Major's on my wavelength.
I think it was 38 actually altogether. There's some of them coming in idiots. South. Shit fans. One word. The hills have eyes. Inbred, wet, inbred, night.
Night.
Oh well. We've went past the hour. I think Matthew and Dan. I think is probably be a bit tired now, but I think it's been a decent show. I think it's been a laugh.
Yes.
I think the first word game. I think it's good. It's good sometimes, but sometimes in there, you know, I think you were a bit thinking with the answers, weren't you, tonight?
I think just quite unprepared, really. I think what you need to do is send us like the names earlier in the day for us to think of a word. You know what I mean? If you can do that, because it kind of puts us on the spot. Because when you say like someone like all these words come into my head, and I want to say like, you know what I mean, like Sean's wife or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I was going to say that for the what was her name? Pamela Anderson or something like that. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like see, I like to try and keep it, you know, with the people in the live chat, because the other ones, what you know, the other ones that make these shows, like the Mackem Monday and the fans, you know, the fans react Friday. Those guys who in the live chat, use, you know, especially like not naming it. I can't name everybody, but Joanne punches in there all the time, and you've got Colin Majors always in there, Hanny 95, the Casual Observer. You know, there's loads of people who come in, the regulars all the time, and like to keep you know, interacted. And I think the quiz is good as well. We'll have a quiz on Friday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make the quiz, because I think I'm back to work.
Matthew's doing it, I think, isn't he?
I'm not. I probably won't be on Friday.
But like I say, thanks for everybody what's tuned into the show tonight. I think it's been a good show. It always is with Matthew and Dan. They speak brilliantly. The guys from where you exactly from, Matthew, again? Exactly.
Just junction 26 off the M25. That's
and I went left instead of right. And then
yes.
5 minutes. I was 2 minutes from his house.
Down the M11. You went M25 clockwise when you were meant to go anti-clockwise. But you went, yeah. Anyway, he knows for next time.
It's a nightmare, that M25. Like, but anyway, thanks everybody what's tuned in tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get 3 points tomorrow down at Crew Alexandra. I think what was the name of their ground again for sponsorship reasons?
The Cornflakes Arena or something like that.
Wait, I'll just see what it was. It was the it was the Monflake Stadium by sponsorship reasons. But it's known as the is it Gressley Road, isn't it? Gressley Road.
Well, I heard cornflakes. So
anyway, hopefully we get 3 points tomorrow night. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in. And please subscribe to the channel. And remember, Fans React Friday. Tune in at 7 o'clock. Hopefully, I'm available, but I'm not sure with work commitments. But take care. So from myself, Sean Middleton, from the dancing and the happy Dan Humphrey, and the happy Matthew Lead, sponsoring his shirt, £25 shirt. We'll see you soon. Take care. Stay safe, and bye for now.
Howie. Howie.